All right, welcome to this episode of the Auto Detailing Podcast. This is episode 348, I believe. I don't know now that I said it. And I'm excited again to have another YouTube personality on the show that talks about auto detailing by the name of Oscar with Detail Groove. Many of you are probably familiar. So, Oscar, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Jimbo. Appreciate it.
So I love hearing stories, and I think stories are so good because people can relate to the stories and they can envision themselves in that story, and that's why I always like to start with people from the very beginning to help people relate to you. So take us back to the beginning. Why auto detailing?
Yeah, I mean, it just about probably 95% of everyone out there. You have your own personal car. You clean it a little bit. You buy a few products and tools. You do a little bit of work, and then at some point in time, you're like, I could probably charge people for this. So yeah, I mean, that was back in. I mean, that's when I got my car in like high school. So
Sure,
that's
yeah.
I'm about to date some people, but that was like 2010, right? So
When you
and that's just how it
graduated high
started.
school, or when you were in high school?
When I was in
2010.
high school, I got yeah.
Got
When
it.
I was in high school, I got my first car. So I know that yeah, I'm pretty young, so that's a lot of you guys are like, dang, you're barely, whatever. But yeah. So that was in 2010, and then like maybe like 20, late 2011 ish. I was like, okay, let me start doing this as a business.
Right.
From 2011 to 2014, 15, I was pretty much nothing. Like I
Just doing your
was
thing, like just
yeah, I mean,
doing your
I
business.
couldn't get any calls, couldn't get any
Got it.
customers, couldn't
Okay.
make any money, was seeing absolutely no traction. I thought I was out there hustling and
For
putting
three
in work. And
years?
yeah, 3 years, 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and by that I mean yeah, I got like a few customers here and there throughout the week. But it was like if you're trying to run a business, you can't grow a business off of a couple here and there, right? So
Right, right.
there was never like any real like tick in customers or growth between those 3 years. Yeah, so it was a lot of I mean, I was reading and learning, reading books and like reading marketing blogs and all that. But
Yeah.
I never could pinpoint it. So at that time I still had a part-time job, of course.
Okay.
But during that time frame, I mean there was you'd see me as like absolutely nothing like as a business person because I was just not generating money or leads or phone calls. So it was just like yeah, for 3 years I was like
Wow.
yeah, I was like, man, what am I, what's going? And it's not like I didn't know what I was doing. Like, obviously, I was a skilled detailer. I
Sure.
knew like the basics of like SEO and Facebook ads and Google AdWords, but just for whatever reason, like I was not hitting the points on actually making money. So yeah, so that, and then up until 2015 is when I started doing really working on search engine optimization.
Okay.
Getting my website ranked on the first page of Google. And mid to late 2015, that's when my phone calls just started at least like one or two calls every day after that. I started getting phone calls, and that's when things started to just kind of hockey stick up and saw a huge increase. And like obviously not, going from like no calls
Right.
to like one or two calls a day is just completely
Yeah,
different
it's
in everything.
insane.
So
And,
yeah,
and
so and then after that I just been so since 2015 till now had my the only thing I work on like if you look at my Instagram page, my Facebook page, it's like I haven't posted there in the last 2 years. Like it's vacant. There's absolutely no posting there because all my energy, most one man band, even if you have a two-man band, you
right.
don't have that much time or
Right.
resources or money. So it's best just to focus on one thing. My thing was SEO, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years.
So did it take time? Were you working on SEO in that 3 year kind of walk in the wilderness, or and then it finally hit in 2015, or
Yeah,
was what was that like?
yeah. So then, and this is like, I mean, when late 15 came around, I mean, I just felt like I started getting like one or two calls a day,
Hmm.
and instead of feeling like excitement, I just felt so foolish and like embarrassed and dumb because I literally wasted 3 years getting to that point. So
Right.
like you could erase those 3 years. Like none of that 3 years had effect on what happened when I was actually working on the SEO.
Got
So
it.
on
Okay.
SEO, I started early 2015,
Got
like
it.
early, like I think like February 2015, which is like when I really, really, really
Right.
took it seriously.
Got it.
And it took 8 to 9 months to rank on the first page of Google.
Okay.
Um, so that's that, and everything before that was just a waste of time. Like again, like I was reading blog posts and such,
Sure.
but like, and I changed the title tags. I do a few things here and there, but it wasn't anything to actually move the needle forward. And it wasn't until 2015 again until I actually hunkered down. I hired a consultant. I spent money. I actually like invested in myself and into what I needed to do. And yeah, and in 2015, like that's late, like yeah, late 2015 is when I like calls actually started to come in. So, um, yeah, like that's what was your question? I already forgot.
I love it.
I've told this story so many times, but that's like
No,
I wanted you had to get your question. I
No,
wanted to.
don't feel bad at all. You answered it. You answered the question, but
Did I? Okay,
don't
okay.
worry about tangents because I'm a huge fan of tangents. But the question, just so you know, was were you essentially, and probably the question wasn't that good to be honest. But I just wondered if you were during that 3 years where you weren't getting any calls, were you working on the back end SEO? And I think you answered
Yeah.
that not no. You
Yeah,
know
yeah. I
it
mean, I was, but yeah, again, it wasn't anything to move the needle forward. Yeah, I didn't have like a set strategic plan to follow on a daily basis to get to my goals. Yeah.
Right. And you know what? That's the crazy thing to me, and I'm sure you get this too from a lot of people, is they're like, I printed out 1,000 flyers and went and posted them and dropped them in mailboxes. In fact, I had a gentleman the other day message me and said, "Hey, I got flyers ready to go, and I think I'm going to drop them in. Should I drop them in mailboxes or should I drop them on the doorstep?" And
Yeah.
I think it's illegal, really, to put something in a mailbox, and that's what
Oh
I
yeah,
told
it
him.
is. Yeah, it is. I
I,
do believe it is. It is illegal to open someone's and then
yeah,
put to insert. I
yeah.
think that is illegal.
So I told him, just maybe put it on the doorstep, but because I don't want you getting in trouble for something. It seems stupid. It's illegal to me, but whatever. But if you harness the power of the internet, which is what it sounds like you did, and I'm a big fan of Google AdWords because you could. It's same idea, right? Like just get to the top. And
Yeah.
so it's so much more efficient and effective if you put your efforts towards getting to the top versus, going out there and beating the pavement, literally dropping
No.
flyers.
Yeah, and that's yeah, and the thing is with SEO and which is a great thing that it is a long-term strategy. So a lot of people aren't willing to wait that long, right? If I come to
Right.
most detailers and say, look, you can put in the work, but it's probably gonna take around 9 months for you to see results.
Right.
90% of them are going to be like, you know what, let me go print out flyers. So that's a great advantage to the 10% of detailers that are willing to put in the work and to play out that long strategy. Because
100%.
once you're on the first page, the chances of someone knocking you off is relatively low because the competition in SEO in the local space is so low. Like, so I do a lot of marketing, not just
Mm-hmm.
local, but like whether it's like local and then internet SEO, which is like, everything.
Right, right.
And like, if a company is trying to rank for the key term like sales CRM or like free keyword research tool or like Medicaid, those are like hyper competitive, ultra like
I'm so excited for where you're going.
crazy markets.
Right.
When it comes to the local space, and this is across all local, across the entire local business landscape, no matter if you're in detailing, dentistry, a law firm, chiropractor, AC, it does not, the local space is 100 times easier to rank for and to just market in general compared to like if you have an e-commerce website, if you have some type of software tool, it is like night and day difference. So like I always recommend SEO, but most people, most detailers, most business owners aren't willing to wait 6 to 9 months and spend and invest a bunch of time and energy and money, of course, and money to get those results. So
Why? Why do you think? Like, I always wonder that myself. Like, why is someone willing to go spend 4 or 5 hours a day, or maybe 4 or 5 hours at a time, either
yeah.
dropping business cards underneath windshield wipers or dropping flyers at homes or whatever the, I guess, traditional ways would be. Why is someone willing to do that versus like what you're talking about with like on-page SEO and hyper-localized SEO efforts?
Yeah, that just comes down to like instant gratification. Like you want to see the results or you want to take action, right? A lot of people talk about like, I very, very, very rarely use this word, but like the hustle or the grind. I don't use that word at all anymore.
Right.
But like, people want to say like, that hustle and the grind. So like they want to go out there and pass out the flyers and like it's instant result in terms of you executing, but you don't get instant results. Like
Right.
you don't, you could pass out 1,000 flyers and the chances of like 10 people calling you back are like almost nothing, right?
Right.
Like, and if you are gonna pass out flyers or like put business cards in cards, you have to go for like massive volume, like
Right.
not 100, not 1,000. Like try to hit like 5,000 in a day, and maybe you'll make a dent, and maybe you might get some return calls. But yeah, flat out, yeah. I always like even if you have a full-time job and you want to go into detailing, and you work like from 9 to 5 and you have weekends off, I would still say spend all your time just on marketing, on SEO, like learn everything about search engine optimization. Don't worry about servicing clients. Don't worry about just literally get yourself on the first page of Google. It's better to quit your job once you already have 1 or 2 phone calls coming in per day,
Right.
as opposed to quitting your job and then you're like, all right, time to market my business. It's like,
Right.
you got it completely backwards. Yeah, so that's so back to your original question. Yeah, it's just, I mean, people want to take action now, but
Right.
then
They want to feel like they're taking action
yeah,
and
exactly.
actually
Like,
accomplishing
like
something.
you want to go out there and pass out the flyers and business cards, but I mean, it just
It doesn't
you
work.
can't survive like that. It's I mean, you just can't.
Right.
You just can't.
And the rejection rate at that is so high, you know, and the way that you can come off, because essentially it comes down to you're trying to hustle people that really aren't even interested in your service.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you're literally gonna approach, and I mean, I did it for a very tiny bit, like in 2012. I did it for a very short amount of time that I actually go out to shopping centers. And I mean, okay, like you put cards you put business cards on a car, you walk around. Once you come back, your business cards are already on the ground, like
Right.
just splattered, they're spammed across the ground. You go to talk to someone in a store, like the business owner, and they're just like, dude, I don't care about what you have to say. I don't care about the services. I go to,
Right.
Mr. Quack down the road. Like, dude, I don't care about you. And again, and some people just enjoy, like, yeah, that's part of the hustle, getting no's. It's like, dude, that's unnecessary at this point,
Right.
bro. Like, would you rather go up to someone that doesn't care about you, that doesn't interested in what you're saying, doesn't care about their car, or would you rather be found online where someone cares about their car, they're actively looking for a detailer, they don't want to do it themselves, so they want to pay for someone, they're looking for someone with high quality results. I mean,
Because chances are, if you have that kind of customer that's that qualified, you're going to be able to charge more.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, like when people call me at this point, they already read multiple pages on my website. They've seen the 20 plus 5-star reviews that I have. Sometimes they see my YouTube videos. So at this point, like the selling process is like
None.
I have an opening Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Right.
Like, okay, great, put me in. Like there's no. I mean, of course, there's still like a selling process. Of course, like I just can't,
But it's a lot less. There's a lot less abrasion and opposition.
It's not in there. I mean, people calling me say, like, okay, look, I found you online. You have great reviews. I've seen your work. I know you do great work. What's your prices, right?
Right.
I mean, people just at this point, like, they call me. They're like, I don't care what you charge. Just put me in. Like, I'll wait 2 weeks. I'll wait a month. Like, just get me in at this point. I mean, that's
right.
I mean, I don't. That's like that.
It's so much easier and simple. It's so much, simpler.
And that's why I said, like, I felt so foolish and dumb and embarrassed when I started getting those phone calls in. Because I was like, man, like 3 years, what was I doing? I mean, if I started doing what I did in 2015, back in 2011, I mean, I would be having a completely different conversation right now in terms of where I am with my life and business. I mean, it'd be night and day. I mean, it literally took, if I started the SEO work back in 2011, and within that year, I ranked. And then for those next 2 years, I already started getting results. I mean, I would not be here right now where I am right now. Like, that's.
So once you get to that spot, is it important to maintain it? And then if it is, how do you, and maybe don't give away the farm if you have a course for it or whatever, but is it important to maintain that spot, or is it something like once you get that spot, you're pretty much good to go?
Yeah, so I mean, look, so honestly, with SEO, right, with anyone that's watching that's interested in it, it's not a short process, right? And you're gonna be doing work, and all right, I'm gonna break it all down. So like the first, let's say 30 days, you can get about, and this is like if you're really hammering down and like doing the work, like not just like I'm gonna spend an hour, like if you're really just putting in work the first 30 days, I can guarantee you can finish at least 75% of the work the first 30 days. The next, however much the rest of the work just comes with time, but you can get the bulk of the work done in the first 30 days, and you'll see like marginal results depending on your local land. I mean, because there's still local areas that are a bit more competitive, like obviously like the bigger cities like Houston, Chicago. Just by the nature of there being more people, it's gonna be more competitive. But so depending on your landscape, doing the first bit of on-page work, on-page optimization, in the first 30 days, we'll give you like marginal results. Like when I did it, let's say when I first started off, I was like on page like 17, whatever. And once I did all the on-page work, I went from like 17 to like page 6. Huge increase in positioning, but realistically, page 6 still gets you absolutely nothing.
Right.
That is a huge jump between page 12 and page 6, but
It's
or
more
17 on
motivation
Facebook.
to keep going than anything
Yeah,
else.
it is. But being on page 6 still, I mean, being on page
Two
two barely
even,
gets you any
right?
cause. Yeah. So I mean, the goal is still number one. Um, so you'll do all the on-page work. Again, this is like if you're hammering it down crazy, you can get it done in 30 days.
Okay.
The next 6 pages of moving up in ranks happened over that next 8 months, and a big part of that is just giving it time. I mean,
Right.
again, the local landscape SEO compared to like regular SEO, like web SEO, is completely different. Web SEO, Google is just think about it like news sites. When a news breaks out, Google is consistently indexing the web. Like
Right.
it has to keep up to speed with all the news articles because it's like it's happening daily.
Mm-hmm.
Articles like news publications like Entrepreneur, Huffington Post, like they put out like hundreds of articles per day, right? And they're just hoping one sticks, right? That's why they have so many contributors and stuff because they're just mass like spamming the living crap out of
Right.
like articles just to hope one sticks. So Google has to be much quicker in indexing all that data to make sure that they're showing the most relevant information to the user. On the local landscape, it's like dead slow. Like
Right. No one's
so,
doing
like
it.
right. So like Google will index like on a daily basis for web SEO for like for like national, international SEO like articles and such.
Mm-hmm.
In the local landscape, it takes a bit more time because there's just not as much activity. Like you don't have much activity going on in the local space. So the first 30 days, I got like 60, 70, 80% of the work done. The next 8 months is that slow process. Like, okay, now I'm trying to acquire links. I'm trying to just write weekly content, and it's just repeating that process, which is literally once you get all the on-page work done, it's literally just getting acquiring backlinks and then writing content, and at that point, it's just slowly like week by week, month by month. That's like where the real like slow progress comes in. And that's essentially yes. I do like in the local landscape. Anyone that's watching
Right.
at any like if you run any local business, it's easy. Like not easy in terms of like the information is just gonna come to you and it's gonna be like you're just gonna take.
You still got to put in the work
You still
to
gotta
do
put
it.
massive amount of, but and I'm putting into perspective like comparing ranking a detailing business on the
Right.
first page of Google compared to ranking like a software CRM
Mm-hmm.
on the first page of Google is like, I mean, you don't know like the huge difference. I mean,
Because the
so many people I
competition
talk-
isn't is stiff, right? It becomes a supply and demand thing, and there's no or maybe not supply and demand, but a competitive thing, right? And there's no one competing in a space, so if there's no one else in a race, you're going to be the winner.
yeah, and and that's what I'm saying. Like the people, and this is like for any local business, like you're competing against. So like for detailers here, like just in the detailing industry, right? I'm competing against a detailer that also wants to get business, right?
Right.
But I have the advantage where when I'm competing, I'm a marketer at this point. I'm not a detailer, right? But I'm competing against other detailers because that's all they are, right? So they're just focused on detailing,
right.
cleaning, product tools. Where once I get on the website, I am a full-time marketer, right? So once I get called out to the job site, yes, I'm a detailer. There's no reason for me to talk about. I mean, of course, I'm a detailer. I clean cars.
Right.
Once I get back on the computer, I'm a full-fledged, like I know everything marketing person. So like my competitive advantage is simply like, dude, I invest so much time and energy on the business, like on actually growing, on marketing, sales, advertising.
100%.
Not like, okay, let me research yet another tire cleaner or another tire dressing or another paint coating. That is such a small piece of the puzzle. I mean, like, I could probably train, and this is not like to hate on anyone or anything. Like, this is just the true reality of like running a business is like, I could hire, better yet, I have my little cousin's helping me, right? He's my part-time helper now, which by the way, game changer as well. You definitely want to, but I could, within 3 weeks, I can get him to the point where he can go out on his own and get exceptional results for customers. Right, of course. I mean, no one's ever going to be as good as you as the business.
Sure.
That's just impossible, right? You're the passionate one. You're the one that's been to training. You're the one that spent hours like learn. No one will ever match your skill set ever. Like it's just not going to happen. But you can get someone there to get into to a level where it's like
acceptable.
100 times past what customers can even do, and they can do the work, right? So I mean, dude, like you don't know how like that's the local landscape. In detailing in general, but in detailing, I mean, guys, like so many people can have such bigger businesses people are like complaining. Like, I mean, obviously I get so many emails and comments of like, I've been in business for 9 months, 2 years, 5 years. I'm not where I'm at. It's like it is so clear cut on what you have to do, but you're too much of a detailer. Like, you are so detail minded in terms of like just the technician part and not like a marketer.
Right.
Like, you're just stuck in the same spot.
And that's what's so funny. I've said it for so long, and I feel like it doesn't stick for some reason, but it's, to your point of what you're saying is in the same vein. It's like knowing how to shampoo a mat, how to clay a car, how to wash a car is like that much of the equation. I mean, it's almost to the point where it's like, well, yeah, sure, I know how to do that, but or like paint correction, right? The huge buzzword, like, and they even have buff offs at frickin' SEMA, and it's like, it's like, first of all, not only does that sound so incredibly gay, like, and nothing against gay people to be politically correct, but it's like that sounds so gay to have a bunch of dudes doing a buff off. It's just like a what measuring contest, and it's like, I don't even care. Like, because that's like, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. It's like knowing how to detail a car is so little in the grand scheme of everything else. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get a client? Let's cover that first.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, that's like most, of course, like us as detailers that enjoy detailing and are going to start a detailing business to offer detailing services. We think we need to focus on our detailing skill sets. I'll give you a second.
Sorry, I got a dog barking and I'm getting a package delivered.
Oh, okay, so no, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, I'll give Jimbo a second. He's clearly.
Sorry.
No, it's cool.
I'm in my studio, but yeah, it's like, it's just crazy to me that guys will hyper focus on, well, am I using the right, pad and polish? Am I neutralizing the carpet? Like, and it's like, look, know how to detail a car, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely important. Like, yeah, we're not saying like, just go out there and do crap work. No, like, you still have to have exceptional skill sets. Like, 100%. You have to be above and beyond what others can do. But at the same time, there's definitely a limit to what that means. Like,
right.
After a day of scrubbing seats, like, you're pretty much a master at scrubbing seats. Like, it doesn't get much more than that. Like, you're there already.
Right.
But again, like, like, people starting a detailing business because they like detailing services. Of course, like, it is a natural thought of like, okay, I need to focus on my detailing skills. Which, of course, like, if you're just starting off, like, yeah, like, in order to service customers, you need that confidence.
Of course.
So yeah, that comes with training and all that good stuff. But again, like, there's a certain threshold where afterward you're just like, it doesn't really matter how good you get after a certain point, because you surpassed 99% of the population, and yeah. So yeah, it all comes down to like, yeah, be a business owner, not just a detailer. Right. Like that's the big thing. Like, dude, like you're a technician. Like it doesn't take much work to learn how to correct as much as you want to like say it's tailored and you use custom tools and products and this and this and this and that. Like, dude, I mean, come on.
Right.
There's not much to it.
So what, I guess I would like to, add some practical tips as to, say someone's listening to this and it's really resonating with them and they're like, okay, I need to work on my SEO. How do they, or can you give us a few tips on how to get started with that? Or what does that mean? Is it writing blog posts? Is it doing updates on Facebook? Is it posting on Instagram? Like what does it mean, or how can they start with it?
Yeah. So the biggest thing is, for one, okay, so before we like dive into tactics, a strategy to follow is just choose one thing to work on. That's it.
Okay.
And a good book, if you guys, is The One Thing by Gary Keller. If anyone wants to read a book, read that book. And it's just choosing the one thing to give you exceptional results. That's it. Again, my Instagram, I posted a few YouTube videos, but they're like bare bones, like minimum path to success quality just to get them out there. But again, like I have not posted on my Instagram or Facebook, and at this point on my YouTube channel, well, Facebook and Instagram at least minimum 2 years. My YouTube channel at least like at this point like maybe 8 months, because the only thing I'm focusing on right now is my website to rank on the first page of Google. I'm gonna switch my strategy because I'm already there. Right now, I get like, let me pull up the stats right now,
Yeah.
just so I don't lie to anyone.
So you're not actively posting videos on YouTube, or
No, not anymore. Yeah, not
Got
just
it.
again. It's going down to that bandwidth thing. I have to choose my battles to make
Got
sure I
it.
get the return. And now that I am on the first page of Google, and I can guarantee you no one's gonna knock me off. Now I can shift all that energy and time and energy into another channel. So I'll probably go to either YouTube or Facebook ads next, and just kind of let the SEO run in the background because I'm there.
Right.
Give me 1 second. Let me pull up my 1 second. I'm pulling up my Google Analytics account.
Yep.
I'm gonna put I'll put this year.
Because it looks like.
This,
Yep. Go ahead. Sorry. Because it looks like you got a healthy YouTube. 34,000 subs ain't too shabby.
oh no. So that's my detail. I have a detailing YouTube account for my business as
Gotcha.
well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Because I'm
so-
like, hold on a sec. It says you got a video 2 days ago, but I'm maybe you
my
scheduled
bad.
it.
Yeah. So detail group, I consistently post
Got
on
it.
my YouTube channel for my local detailing business. I
Okay.
haven't posted, in a good while. And the reason I don't really mention my business name too much on my videos is because a lot of times people just naturally find my
Sure.
business website, and then they'll contact me or call me on my phone or text it or send me a text
Gotcha.
message. And
Smart.
like, look, I'm available through email. I reply to every comment and email on my YouTube channel through Detail Groove.
Yes.
I am there. Like I reply to literally like almost hundreds of comments every day.
Gotcha. Okay.
When people contact me through like a phone call, through a text, it's really like that. I
Right.
mean, not to be rude, like I appreciate everyone that wants my advice, but at the same time, like I'm out there on the field sweating,
Yeah.
trying to get done,
Right.
picking up phone calls from other customers, and then I have someone calling me saying, "Hey, can I pick your brain real quick?" It's
Right.
like, dude, like this is not the best way to contact me.
Right.
For me, I mean, I'm glad to help anyone, but
Sure.
like when you personally call me, it's just
Right.
it's not.
No,
But anyways,
I like that idea of having two separate names. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
So this year so far for my detailing website, local business, this year so far, like I'm at 48,000 views for the year, and the last 30 days, I'm at 7,800 views for the month. So yeah, so like I'm up there. No one's gonna knock me off at this point.
Right. And you're maintaining anyway, so
Yeah,
it's
at this point, no one's gonna knock me off. I'm gonna be there for. I just gotta keep on maintaining it.
right.
And so now I'm gonna switch that strategy again. Now I'm gonna put very little effort into SEO because I mean it's working on its own.
Right.
It's its own entity now.
Mhm.
So now it's switching that time and energy and resources, which is money. Like you have to spend money, into either YouTube or Facebook ads. So the last 2 years now, right? 2015 and 2015. Yeah, around 2-ish years now, right? It's all been SEO, Google, getting on the first page of Google. Now it's just going to be completely crushing the next channel, right? I devoted everything I have into SEO. Now it's okay, choose the next channel to grow and get a huge return on that one. Once that's completed, move on to the next one. And I'm still just focusing on one thing. Like I'm not trying to divide. I'm not trying to do. I posted on Facebook. I posted into local like buy and sell groups. I posted a few photos on Instagram. I spent $10 on Facebook ads. Like I'm choosing one thing, devoting all my time and energy, and going down to that. Sorry.
So how do you choose that thing, and then how long do you hold on to that thing? Like say you chose Facebook ads, right? Do you go, okay, SEO took me 8 or 9 months, so I'm gonna take 8 or 9 months and devote it to that and X amount of dollars and see if that yields me a return, or do you dump $100 in a month and you're like, I'm not really seeing, like, is the instant return what you're after, or is it just hitting it as hard as you can for as long as you can before you get drawn out, or what parameters do you set on that?
Yeah, all right, so my answer will be fusing with the previous one of like what are the tactical things that you can do.
Right.
So so you can pretty much find all the information you need to do anything online now.
Right.
Of course, like that's a given. But the problem with like just Googling, like searching how to rank on the first page of Google, how to whatever is that like you have to find what's quality. You have to dissect like, okay, what do I actually work on? Like,
right.
Sure, there's like all the information is free online, but where do I start? So
right.
So one thing is that like if you're just starting off and you actually want to focus on marketing, it is literally like just starting with like what is SEO, what is Facebook ads, what is Google AdWords, and then literally just like completely immerse yourself in the content. Like there's gonna be, no matter what channel or there's gonna be a huge learning curve into marketing. I mean,
Right.
one thing is to do like Google AdWords or SEO, but then the other is like learning what marketing is. Like what is a sales funnel? What is a conversion rate? What is on-page optimization? Like there's going to be such a huge learning curve in whatever you choose.
Mm-hmm.
So number one is like you're going to read a lot. And I mean a massive amount of information. And it's going to be so overwhelming. You have no idea where to start. But it's just one of those like you have to find your footing. Like you're just going to start Googling random stuff. And then after a while, you'll see like, okay, I see where I'm supposed to be at.
Right, right.
But with that being said, all right, there's a bunch of free information. I am a big believer in paying for information. Like,
It speeds up the process.
By a long shot, right? Like, by a long. So if you could pay someone or something, meaning either a consultant or a coach or a course or an ebook of some sort, that will get you much quicker results than you trying to figure out on your own. And a lot of people say, oh, you know what? I don't want to pay for information. It's, you know, I can find that stuff for free. But you're just going to spend way more time, probably waste.
Trying to figure out the truth. Like you said,
so,
because if you know nothing, then you have to, and you're receiving all this free information, you have to kind of weave through what is truth, what is not. And then once you find out what the truth is, finally, then you could double down on that. But then you still have to weave through all this other crap.
Yeah, and that's where I want to get back. Like I hired a consultant, and I've said this many times on my channel and on my blog posts. I hired a consultant, paid him, I think like, I keep on changing the prices because I keep on forgetting. I think it's like $1,200 in total, which isn't a lot. $1,200 is not a lot. In perspective of like what you're gonna get out of it.
Right.
If you're just paying $1,200 for like I don't know, a pair of shoes, okay, I mean, dude, that's not the best investment you can make. But so I paid him $1,200, and he gave me like a strategic plan. I can't pronounce his name just because it's Phil something. Don't want to butcher it. But I'll give you the link to his website. I think it's like local search visibility, local visibility system.com. That's the guy I heard.
How did you find him?
So it's funny. So here's the thing. Back to going to doing everything for free as compared to paying for someone. I found his blog in 2012. Like I've been reading this guy's information. Like I knew who he was. I was taking action on his blog post that he created for local SEO. But I didn't hire him until early 2015. So had I just been like, just hired him right there from the spot, paid whatever I have to pay, I would have saved so much more time, money, and energy paying him and executing the game plan as opposed to me trying to figure it out all by my own and be, search for stuff for free.
And how much money did you not make by waiting 3 years to do it?
Exactly. You know? Like, how much time did I waste?
Right.
And how much money did I lose out on 100%. By not hiring someone?
Right.
So okay, back to tactical stuff though, because I've just been kind of so tactical stuff. If you don't want to pay, definitely don't pay. At least doesn't mean you pull out your wallet and go pay someone or anything without due diligence, right? Like you have to know who you're hiring. Of course. But if you just want to get started, I mean, dude, it's just so much information. Like the only thing I could recommend anyone do is completely immerse yourself in the information. Like I don't mean like you read one blog post when you wake up when you're taking a dump. I mean like you just dive into just one system, right? So like, if you have the funds, right? If you have, let's say like $1,000 of disposable income, or if you can spend like $100 a month for ads, before you spend ads, immerse yourself in everything you can in Facebook ads and Google AdWords before you actually hire someone. Like you want to know the information. Like you need a sense of like what to do before you hire someone, because then that person you hire can just give you a runaround.
Right. You need to understand the platform and how it works before you actually pay someone to do it. Right. Okay. And
you want to have a high level of understanding, not just like, okay, I know what Facebook ads think. Like again, it's only going to be you. So you want to become a marketer. Like you need to know everything when it comes to marketing. So so like get yourself, not in the sense of like, I know how to actually set up a campaign, but like know like, okay, you know what ads are, you know what landing pages are, you know what conversions are, you know what, like, so pick one vertical, learn everything in there, do as much as you can with yourself. And then once you get to the point like, okay, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, I don't have a proper footing on what path to take, then that's what you should be like, okay, let me go hire someone. And finding someone is a completely different story depending on what vertical you're trying to get into. But because in one little interview here, it's not gonna give
Yeah,
you.
totally.
And so the best thing is like choose that one, whether it be Instagram, Facebook ads, Google AdWords, SEO, or YouTube. Immerse yourself completely in information of that one channel you're trying to focus on. Learn everything you can. Execute on the things that they're saying in those blog posts or videos. And then once you get to the point of like, I'm not seeing results, I'm not, I know this is gonna help, but I'm just not
Sure.
getting the results. Then it's time to hire someone. And the way you choose your channel, right? So I chose SEO. I know plenty of people that don't work on SEO that just focus on Instagram are doing a killing. I know people that don't choose Instagram or SEO that just focus on Facebook ads. They're making a killing. So there's no right or wrong answer in what channel you're going to go after. You just have to make sure that you're choosing one channel.
Okay.
And if the way I always recommend it, like in terms of what to choose on how to market your business, it's always going to be for me SEO, then YouTube. SEO, YouTube or Facebook ads, probably Facebook ads, YouTube, and then Instagram at the very bottom. Like me personally, because then you have to go into when you're choosing how to market your business, you have to go on like like with SEO, I have it all set up, right?
Right.
So now if I just write one blog post a month, I'm gonna stay on the first page of Google. No one's gonna knock me off.
Right.
With Instagram, if you don't post content, you're not getting any eyeballs on your business. So you have to consistently post every single day, high quality images to get that engagement. With SEO, it's there. Like I cannot touch anything for the next 6 months, and it's still going to be there on the first page.
Right, because it's like a snowball. Kind of the more visibility you have, the more people are getting there. The more that's telling Google that you're doing good.
Yeah.
So the more you stay there.
Yeah, as compared to like Instagram, where like if you have to consistently post on Instagram. YouTube, again, it's a long-term strategy. You have to post quite a few videos to get your results. So
right.
Again, my thing's always SEO, Facebook ads or YouTube, and then Instagram.
So where so you're doing really good with the SEO in your personal business. Why start a YouTube channel?
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, as soon as I started getting those 1 or 2 phone calls per day, I was like, this is terrible. I just wasted 3 years of my life.
Right.
Bumping my head, thinking like, why am I not going?
Right.
So as soon as that happened, I was like, I can't let this happen to anyone. And then it just,
right.
Just
that sense of,
I
have that same, I know that feeling, and it's hard to describe, but I had that sense. I kind of started getting fascinated with the internet around 2014. Right. And so once it kind of clicked for me, like it sounds like it did for you, it clicks and you're like, dang it. And then I was super bummed that I missed out on like the tech boom of the late 90s, early 2000s, even though I was like, let's see, I graduated high school in 06. So, that put me in like middle school, but still I was like, computer science was kind of becoming a thing. And I'm like, dang it, if I would have learned how to code in 2001, I maybe could have got some like cool domains and made some money off domain. It's just like, you feel like you're so behind, only to realize like, no, the internet is still pretty young.
And it is. It is. No, but so but that's the exact reason why I started YouTube. It just, I just wanted to share. I mean, because the detail group is specifically around starting and growing a detailing business. Like I do like, I post like my on-site videos, how-to videos, but the main premise is how to start and how to run and grow a detailing business.
Okay. What year did you start putting videos on YouTube?
I think I just checked the other day. My first video was December 17th. I'll check real quick.
And then so was the idea while you're doing that, I guess I have a follow-up question. Like,
yes.
Was the idea behind that, and I had Luke Wilson on recently, which by the time this airs, I think his will have aired. But, his idea was an additional revenue stream, and we kind of talked about that as like a business owner or entrepreneur, you start to see all the opportunity. Did you see that for YouTube as like another opportunity as a revenue stream, or was it just like, this is cool, I want to see if this works like SEO did, or what was kind of the thought behind, or maybe not the thought, but the motivation behind actually doing videos?
Starting off, it was definitely just to share the information I had. Yeah, at that point, I didn't really think of like, I mean, right now I get like 350,000 views per month. I still haven't turned on my ads. Like I'm still not approved. Like I haven't monetized anything yet.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Like ads or anything. So yeah, like just it wasn't until like last month I was like, maybe I should just turn on the ads and like same thing with like Amazon affiliates. Like I just now started the program. Like
How
So
come?
yeah, it
Just
was.
because you were focused on the SEO aspect and like didn't really it wasn't your main focus, or what? What's the
It's just one of those like I just didn't
right? Got
there
it.
yeah, it
There's
was
no
literally like I
no
just
good reason behind it. Just didn't.
yeah, I just like I literally just haven't. Like I mean,
Got
I
it.
recommended the same. Yeah, like, I made like review videos. I just for whatever I just didn't.
Got it.
It's as simple as I just didn't.
Got it.
But yeah, my first video was December 16th, 2015, and it's a
Got it.
horrible, embarrassing video. So if anyone wants to laugh at me, watch that video because that's how you know it's old. It's terrible. It's terrible quality. But yeah.
But you had to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I have my little cousin. He's trying to start a YouTube channel too, and I mean, yeah, yeah. He's making your first video is always like the most
Right.
cringe-worthy. Like you hate your voice, you sound like a chipmunk or something. Yeah, that's how the first 5 videos. Yeah, I mean, I look so stale, so boring.
Right. You got to get
Yeah.
comfortable, but you have to. I always tell people, like, people that come on the podcast, most times they're nervous, and it's like, you know what, like, you got to just get through it, right? And then you get more
Oh
comfortable
yeah.
with it, you know. So
Oh
there's
yeah,
no way
yeah.
around it.
Someone first. Yeah, yeah. I can. Yeah, yeah. I can see how that could be a little nerve-wracking for people. Yeah.
So, I guess, what advice would you give someone just starting a detailing business? Would it be that of like focus, and I get a lot of people that are trying to make that full-time jump, right? They had a part-time job and they really want to do detailing full-time, but they can't quite, get the calls going. I guess that would be your advice, right? Focus on SEO and getting people to call you, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's gonna be. I had a perfect answer, and it just.
Just left.
It's just. I was trying to stall. I was like, oh, remember what that.
How about we go here then? Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you wanted to make sure you got across, or any encouragement, anything you wanted to tell any detailers listening out there?
Yeah. So it's mostly gonna be like you either have a full-time job and you want to transition to detailing. You have a
Right.
part-time job, want to transition to detailing. You're a student and you want like side income.
Right.
By far, no matter what your position is, like no matter your skill set, how far you have. I mean, look, the main thing is you need customers. I mean,
Right.
flat out. You investing so much. So I went to Shine Supply to get for paint correction
Okay.
training back in like I want to lie because I'm not sure and say 2014 maybe
Okay.
somewhere around there, right? Great training class. Jeremy Stevens obviously knows his stuff.
Yep.
Super cool guy. Very awesome place. There was no need for me to go get trained in 2014 and pay. I think in total it was like as far as like me flying out there, flying
Right.
back, expenses and all that. Again, I haven't made this calculation in years. I want to say like maybe close to like $1,800, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I could be completely off. It's been quite a few. I haven't thought about the pricing. Anyway, even if it's $1,800, right? Before you like, it was just unnecessary, right? Because a lot of times is like at that time I was like, I need more confidence. I want more customers. So if I go
Right.
get trained and get better,
Right.
that's gonna really help me get customers. It's
Right.
not, right? No training in the world is gonna get you more customers. It's simply not. So what I'll say is that whenever you're thinking about like spending more money on tools or products, like, is it better to spend money on tools or spend that money on getting customers and spending it on investing it in yourself? So
That's a
like
great
I was gonna
point.
buy a Sunjo pressure, like
Yeah. Pressure
like
washer.
the electrical pressure washer, right? So I can carry it in my van. And I was like, okay, I could spend, I think like $300. I was like, okay, I could spend $300 right there. Or, right, for the last 2 years, I've been absolutely okay with just using the customer's water.
Right.
So for the last 3 years, I've been fine, like not using that Sunjo product. So should I spend $300 there or spend $300 in Facebook ads? Right? Which one is gonna probably be a better investment for me
Right.
at this point? Same thing, like I wanted to buy a Greats Garage Boss polisher. I was like, okay, do I really need? I mean, it looks nice, it looks cool, like
Sure.
the designs. But am I better spending these $400 there or $400 in Google AdWords, right? So for anyone that's like just starting off, is like focus on the marketing. Like that's, I mean, I'm like a broken record on my channel. It's like you have to focus on marketing. So you can either quit your job right now, and then once you're like out there in the wild, you're like, all right, time to market, and then hope something happens, and then your finances are running low. You're having bad relationships with like your parents or your wife, your girlfriend, because you can't afford things as much anymore. things are getting tight. You know, you need to go find a part-time job because you can't like handle finances. Would you rather have that, or by the time you get out your job, you're already getting a consistent flow of leads? So as soon as you get out of your job, the next day you're getting 1 or 2 calls every single day.
Right.
So the best thing to do is like from the very get-go, from day one, like don't spend $2,000 on tools and products, which I did. That's like completely unnecessary. Spend most of your time, money, and energy on the marketing side of things, on SEO, on like just personal growth, on anything that's actually on the business side of things, because that's what counts. I mean, that's literally what counts. Like that,
and that's the punchline, and that's the truth. And I've tried to beat that drum for a long time. I think a lot of guys go to training, like you mentioned, for that confidence boost, you know, which maybe there's something to that, right? Like if it was interesting to say that for you, it didn't really give that. And that's not to shit on Jeremy's training or any of that. I'm sure it was great, but I do think that's the biggest thing that going, because I see all these guys spend so much money on training, you know, and I'm like, and some of them are very good detailers already. And it's like, did you need to spend another $1,500 on training? Like, well, yeah, I think it'll just hone my skills better and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I've told these guys, like, dude, you're probably a good detailer. You're probably the best detailer already in your area. Like, what is it that you're looking for, you know? And I'm with you. It's like, I would much rather see guys focus on the business aspect of it and put that money towards learning how to market their business versus another course on how to friggin' clean a rim. You know what I mean?
And then that's the thing, like, and you know, it's kind of contradictory because I just said pay for knowledge because they help you get there faster.
And I always struggle with that too. It's like, hey, I have a course, you should buy it, but don't pay anyone else. It's like, that's not what I mean.
So when it comes to training though, the thing I have, and again, like the shine supply, like I mean, of course, I learned a lot with paint correction and wet sanding and removing orange peel. Of course, like it did up my skill level 100x, right? But what I'm trying to get at is that like, if you go to like I'd say probably most detail training centers that like just teach you how to detail, you're just learning how to detail. Like,
right.
They're not like and this is because I'm mobile, but like cleaning an interior in baking hot sun when it's like 96 degrees and it feels like 102 degrees Fahrenheit is a completely different story than when you're in an AC shop with 7 guys in there with unlimited power, water, tools, and products.
Yeah, working a section this big.
Yeah, so it's like so not that again, like getting training is great, like I'm all for it, but like it's a thing of like the reality between what you learn and what you see on YouTube compared to like when you're running a business is just so completely different. And I'm not and you know, there's guys that like they just want to stay one-man bands, they just want to do high-end paint correction, they just want to do interiors, they just want to keep it as a part-time gig for side money. And of course, like there's levels to the business, right? If you just want to run like 1 or 2 cars per month. And do like some high-end work, that's fine. Like there's regardless, you still need to focus on the business side of things because how are you gonna get those high-end vehicles? But so there's gonna be different levels, right? Some guy just wants a side hustle, someone wants to, you know, like me personally, and this is why I'm putting things into perspective on why I'm so focused on just the business side of things. Like for me, I'm not trying to say like a one-man band. Like that's just it. It to me, it just doesn't make sense to say a one-man band as a local business. It just doesn't, right? So my big goal is like I have like a $5 million per year business with like different with you know, multiple abandoned shops across Texas, right? Like that would be my end goal. And like so if you're, and I'm saying this because I remember when I just started too, like my parents would be like, oh, hire someone so they can go do the work for you, and I'm like, oh no, I have to do it. Like I'm the detailer, you know, no one can be as passionate as me. And that in itself wasted a lot of time and energy as well, like thinking like, oh, I'm a detailer. Like, you know, I want to charge $100 an hour. I want to charge, you know, $175 an hour for paint correction. Like that is such like small thinking when you're like connecting your business, which is just you at a job that you can't leave, right? Like that's what it's like. That's what it's not. It's a one-man job. It's not really a business. Like, I don't really consider myself a business because it's just me. Like, I can't leave this place. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't just get up and go. Like, this is all I have, right? So like again, so if you're just starting like. If you just want to do 1 or 2 vehicles for side money, high-end work, that's fine. Like, that's a different story than someone that, again, like me, like that wants to have like a $5 million per year business, multiple. So you first have to like be self-aware of like what do you want before
100%.
You're like, so like if you are trying to like just 1 or 2 cars per week, you don't have to kill yourself in marketing, right? You don't have to like I said, like invest so much money because you just want 1 or 2 vehicles per month, right? But if you do want to like make decent money and have like a life for yourself, then yeah, that's where you actually have to like completely immerse yourself on the business side of things and be a business owner, not a detailer. Be a business owner, not a detailer.
I think that's the theme of this whole interview, and it's been awesome because
I think I've been a bit repetitive.
No. I think it's good though because I think you need to drill that point home because I think it's really hard for people. In a way, it's like combating the marketing that's been deployed by brands, right? That say, use this product, it's going to make you better. Use that product, it's going to make you better.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I can guarantee you, like probably all the detailers that are watching this video right now, you probably have way more tools and products than I do.
100%.
I mean, probably a landslide more tools and products than I do.
I actually have reversed it. I try to use as few amount of products as possible to the point where I'm almost embarrassed to show my setup sometimes because I'm like, what? I only have one like APC and maybe a carpet shampoo. I don't have like a vinyl cleaner and then a leather cleaner and then this cleaner. You know, it's like I got 2 things.
Exactly, and that's the point. Like, you can have as many tools and products or skill sets, but like, dude, you're not as busy as I am. Like, you don't get as many phone calls. Like, that's the difference. Like, yeah, like you could be 10 times okay, and like let's say I was 10 times worse than what I am. Like, let's say I was an average detailer.
Right.
And I hear it so many times like, oh well, like these cheap detailers, they're undercutting me. Their services suck.
It's like your marketing sucks, bro.
Yeah, it's like, well, who's getting the customers? Like, I know, like, okay, of course, a customer should go with a higher quality person, but whose fault? That's your fault for not giving that person, like,
100%.
You can't, like, it doesn't matter how good you are. If
I always think, like, that's your competition? The $20 guy is your competition? Like, you can't do any better than that?
Exactly, and again, like, it just, I'm broken record. Like, it comes down to market. Like, I want to say more stuff, and like, when people ask me, like, hey, how do I market my business? I'm like, bro, I've been doing this for, like, 4 years, like, you just immerse yourself, like it, like not to be conceited or like selfish or whatever, but like at this point, like the sooner you realize that you need to market your business, the faster you are to no one catching you up. Like at this point, in my local space, like who can get to 700-800 views a month on their local detailing website within the next 12 months? Not to be like, oh, like I'm this hot. It's just like no, I just put in the time and effort to learn what I had to do, and then I went out and did it, and I paid someone to help me, and I kept on learning after that. Like, I mean, yeah, it's because the whole thing is like, dude, like I wasted 3 years because of this. Like I don't I don't want, and that's why I just hammer it over and over because I don't want people to waste 3 years trying to figure out. Like the answer is there. It's market your business online. Go do it now. Like, figured it out. Like, I don't have all the answers for you.
Right.
You can find those answers. But dude, like, I wasted 3 years. Like, 3 years.
That's like, you realize how much time that is when you've cracked the code and how much work you could get done.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, as soon as I started getting calls, I was like, are you serious?
Right.
Like, this is all I have to do.
Right.
This is all I had to do. Just get help. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, as such, I'm just go market your business. Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome, man. Well, if people want to find out more about you or if they want to follow along your journey and maybe get some nuggets from you, find out if you have any courses or whatever to shortcut their journey, how can people follow you and see what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, just Detail Group on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. That's where, I mean, I have an Instagram account. Don't post on there either. I just focus on YouTube. So yeah, just find me Detail Group on YouTube and you'll see the 246 videos that I have now.